Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Money Matters Top Tips for Success, where each and every day I bring on new business owners, entrepreneurs, and executives and have them share their top tips for success with you. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres. Keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, moneymatterstoptips.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so today is a very special reunion 2020 episode. What is that? That's when I bring on a guest I had on in the past because I couldn't get off the first time, so I had to bring him right on back. Today's guest is Gary Milwit, who is the Executive Director of Learning and Organizational Development over at JG Wentworth. Gary, welcome back to the show.
Adam, thanks for having me. Nice to be back.
Oh, man, so I'm excited to get into the episode. I don't want to assume everybody else heard the first episode because we got a lot of new listeners out there. And today's topic, we're going to get into your learning and development program that you got. But before we do that, let's just give the audience an overview of what's going on over at JG Wentworth, please.
Sure. So, Adam, on the last episode, I was right in the middle of transition from Stone Street Capital, where I was the president and COO, and moving into the corporate offices at JG Wentworth, mainly because we just started a brand new business line, Adam, and we are now fully involved in debt settlement and debt relief, and we're hiring and building out a huge debt specialist program for those Americans who just are saddled with some debt that they can't get out of, and we're going to help them get out of it. So it's a big for us, and that's our big 2020 initiative going forward.
Man, that's exciting, and lots going on there, and happy to hear it, by the way, and glad to hear the transition. Everything is working well for you, and I know you aligned yourself, well-branded, well-known company. Speaking of, let's get into this learning program and development and what you're doing there. So where do you want to begin?
Well, I'll tell you, when you sell a company to a bigger company, typically the president or a COO, whoever in my position, transitions right out. And that wasn't the case for me because the company as a whole realized that we had a big gap in learning and a bigger gap in development of our own employees. And we're big and we're growing fast. And I'm a teacher by trade. So I was a teacher, high school football coach, and baseball coach and athletic director for my first 10 years of my career. So I've always kind of been known for coaching and teaching for sales. And we brought everything that we did at Stone Street. We started getting involved with it at JG Wentworth, and now we've got a full-blown onboarding program. We've contracted with some great vendors, and now we've scaled it. And we've got 2 people underneath of me, and we're going to hire some more. And we believe that you can break down silos in businesses by learning. So we're going to train and coach and teach and repeat it. And what we really find out is, if you're in the NBA, for instance, the last layup line you're in is the one you win when you retire. And in sales and marketing and underwriting, we stop training like after our onboarding. We don't do the layup lines. We don't do the start stances. And to be a professional, you do it every day. So that's what we're doing.
Man, I love that analogy. I've never heard the last layup line that you are in is before retirement. That's amazing. And you're right. When you think about the training thing of it, it's tough. I mean, sometimes you forget about it and you kind of think about retooling and what it looks like. The new year is always a good time for that. So that's why it's been really fun to kind of catch up with everybody in these reunion episodes also. But that being said, what does the training program look like? Because I know you said you're going to be doing some other hiring, some other things. Like, what's the length of time? Like, give us a little bit more meat on that one.
Absolutely. Well, so we're going to start with sales. So, obviously every organization has a lot of different divisions, but we're going to start with sales. We're a sales organization. We're mainly an inbound sales organization. And, we spend millions of dollars on the internet and on TV, and most people know the brand, the JG Wentworth brand. So what we want to do is we want to engage, really, I'll call them kids for the lack of a term because they're the same age as my kids, coming out of college and really teach sales and teach sales process and really kind of get a good understanding for how human beings interact with each other. And companies typically don't do that. We've now instituted a full 3.5 week kind of sales process.
Wow.
Sales organization, how to organize yourself, what to expect, and we make it very interactive. A lot of it's done remotely where I'll be in Maryland and we'll do training in Pennsylvania to a group, or over in Radnor in one session, I'll be in Chesterbrook, whatever. So we can do all that. And we're doing simultaneously. And then after like the third week, 3.5 weeks in, we transition away from the sales process into the sales playbook, which is more industry kind of, this is what we do. And all the while, Adam, we want you to be on the phones a little bit more every day so that you kind of build that muscle up, right? So think about it as athletics. We're training you to make those 150 phone calls, not expecting you to make them out of the first day. And what we found out was that people don't leave in 5 weeks. People make the decision to leave pretty early. We want to make the decision with you to leave. If it's not for you, that's fine. But we want you to learn along the way so you can have some skills at least when you leave. So that's what it looks like.
That's absolutely amazing. And something that you just said there is really I don't even know if you know the core of that, but a big shift in really high level corporate thought process is that, we know that the workforce they're not going to be with you for 30 years. We know that. But so the companies that will thrive in the future will be the ones that are more concerned about how they can continue to increase their employee skills and skill sets to the point to where they're almost, at some point possibly coaching them either up in their company or out of a job. So meaning they know that they're going to move on, but it's okay. Like they can do great work while you're there. And so you even saying that just shows how forward think the concepts you're bringing to JG Wentworth are, and the amazing management that's obviously there that accepts them, to put the type of investment into what you're doing, because we know that's cheap and we know the amount of time and resources it takes to do these things. That's an expensive program. 3.5 weeks, you'd be lucky to get 3 days at some places. And so
3.5 weeks, Adam, it's 3.5 weeks plus another. We're really 6.5 weeks in.
Gosh.
Right.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And all the while we're
Mm-hmm.
transitioning. So it's not like you're in a classroom the whole time. We're transitioning into the sales force, right? So
it's not college. We don't want to put them to sleep. They need some action. Come on, if you're hiring salespeople with energy, you put me in a room for 6 weeks, I'm gonna fall asleep on you. Like, what are we doing here?
You're right.
I love it.
I get about 45 minutes out of them, and then I start falling asleep. The one thing about training and coaching is the people that get bored of it are the very people that are delivering it. So you got to kind of keep yourself hopping. It's the same with sports. When coaching football, the worst practice is just as bad for the coaches as it is for the kids. So you got to really keep yourself going. And I got to give credit to the senior team that I'm on with at Wentworth. They just let me do what I do and give me all the support I need. And we're going to do good things. We want to bring in trainers. We're hiring more trainers, and we want to keep trainers with our onboarding through the first year, for the entire year where you're on a team, but we got to monitor and make sure that you're developing the skills that you need to develop while your directors and managers are doing what they need to do. So it's a total team effort.
Man, that's awesome. So Gary, if somebody's listening to this and they want more information either on JG Wentworth or the team or anything else, what's the best way for them to connect?
Best way to connect is you can go to jgwentworth.com if you're a consumer and you're interested in solving some debt problems, or you have a structured settlement, or you won the lottery. Congratulations if you did. You can call us. You can go to LinkedIn, my LinkedIn page, or you can go to some of our vendor pages where I'm featured or the company's featured. You go to Brainshark. Brainshark.com is our sales business onboarding platform, and that'll kind of give you an insight on what we do. And follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and everywhere else.
That's awesome. Well, hey, Gary, pleasure having you back on the show for this Reunion 2020 episode. Been awesome. And congrats again on all the great work that you're doing over there at JG Wentworth. And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. Hope you had a lot of fun listening to this. If you did, we had a lot of fun making it for you. So make sure you subscribe to the podcast. If you're watching this on our YouTube channel, Money Matters Top Tips, then also put some comments in the video section and let us know what you think about training and sales. I'd love to engage in a dialogue with you there. And Gary, thanks again for coming on the show.
Thanks, Adam. And don't forget, the human need is to learn. So learning's 2020. That's what we're doing.